Yes, ma'am. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Boom Bar. My name is Shola Rogers.
My name is Zola Dulukwo. We bid you a warm welcome. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. And of course, what do you call the bar? It's where we bring you everything on music, entertainment, sports, politics, and everything in between.
And in between, at times can be politics, because music, sports, entertainment, and everything in between. You find out that there's a lot of music from time to time. There's a lot of sports, yeah, some entertainment, but the in between takes the shine, and that's the politics and current affairs actually. One of the things that keeps us going is our need to make sure that the issues on the back burner is brought to the front burner, and the issues on the front burner are treated properly. Again, at the Boom Bar, we don't just criticize or analyze, we also prefer solutions. This is what sets us apart from everybody else, and we're always encouraging everybody out there to also be a part of it and let us hear from you. There are several ways that you can do that, and during the course of the program we'll continue to remind you how you can reach us on social media, Boom Radio NG. If you Google us now or search, at least it will show you there's only one Boom Radio NG. You'll get to us. There's several Boom Radios though across the world. It's a name that people seem to like a lot, but there's only one Boom Radio NG. And you can reach us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Those are the three major social media platforms now in the world. Been for a while though. And the way things are going, these guys might
It's probably going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And on that note, there's a lot of things happening. Of course, there's let's maybe give a little recap of what happened over the weekend. We know there was a lot of sports over the weekend. Unfortunately, AJ got bitten. I won't say I was expecting it, but it was.
I actually said this.
There was Friday. A little bit of fear, yeah.
We had this discussion before we came on air on Friday. Our colleague Cornelius also said it, and we all kind of like agreed that there was something wrong somewhere, and we weren't sure if AJ was going to win. I just had a funny feeling, and when I told Cornelius, I said, "The guy is bigger." He said, no, it's not bigger. AJ is bigger. I said, no, I don't mean physically. The guy is a heavy hitter. That's a Usyk. Alexander Usyk. It was multiple champions as a cruiserweight, and undefeated in like 19 fights or something. So you see someone like that, and you're worried. Then again, AJ, AJ. There was something went wrong. AJ is a fantastic boxer, but it didn't come to that party at all. The guy controlled the bout from round 1 to round 4. It was round 5 that AJ, started showing
face a little bit.
Of, the AJ that we know and everything. But Usyk didn't take it lying down. He kept on coming at him and everything. But I saw something in both fighters. There's something we say, people who follow boxing, like I do, it's a gentleman's sport. A lot of people like all these. Okay, there you see, these are the people we're talking about. A lot of people, they seem to get carried away with the fact that yes, these two guys are going to come at each other. But look at the respect that they've shown themselves, from the weigh-in, to the stare down, to the fight itself, then even after the fight, and it was a testament to how beautiful boxing can be, that even after hostilities, going head to head for 12 rounds, we could still come out to hug ourselves and talk to each other and say, well, don't worry, I'm coming back. Congratulations to Alexander Usyk. He deserves to be the world champion. AJ could have fought him for only one belt anyway, the only mandatory belt, but he decided to put everything on the line. He throws some spanner into the works. Now we're expecting the Deontay Wilder trilogy versus Tyson Fury. Now the first fight was a draw between Wilder and Fury. Wilder was the champion, then Fury was the challenger because he had dropped his belt after he had all these issues, his mental health issues and other things. Then in the second fight, Fury stunned the world and stunned Wilder more, and he won the belt, So there was supposed to be a unification bout between Tyson Fury and AJ, but now Fury has to mandatorily fight Wilder, just like Usyk was a mandatory fighter for AJ. So the way it is now is people still want to see Tyson Fury defeat Deontay Wilder. Then AJ gets his belt back from Usyk like he did from Andy Ruiz. Then we now have that unification bout, but it might never happen. That's life for you. It might never. Usyk might win the rematch. Wilder might win his own rematch against against Fury, and it will not be Wilder, AJ, and everything. But people will still like to see AJ and Tyson Fury go, into the square ropes and just go head to head and really have a go at each other and all of that as heavyweights. Now, my fear for AJ is that of all the heavyweights out there, he's not the heaviest, he's not the biggest guy. He's very fit and trim. He's one of the few heavyweights that can actually, go at it and everything. And I saw a lot of people poking fun at him. They don't understand what it takes to get into that stage and go head to people. The guy has come from nothing and he has built himself to this level. And yeah, he lost his belt, and now his legacy is now hanging in the balance. In the sense that I would like to see him retire as a champion, which means that he has to defeat Usyk. He has to look for a way, and I don't know how, because that Usyk guy, the way I saw the guy, and I kept on talking about the kind of training the guy has had, the background he has in the cruiserweight and everything. For me, though, no matter what happens, AJ
is still a champion. He is.
And I hope that he gets a chance to show the world what he's truly made of. Finally, I like the way you said it, that he doesn't sulk. He sucks it up and moves on.
And we move on. What's the next thing? That's beautiful, though. And still talking about sports, Lewis Hamilton.
Yay! So, fantastic weekend that Lewis Hamilton had.
Yeah.
He's been going at this 100 podium wins for a few weeks now. It was as if it was going to be stuck on 99 for a while. And it was at the Russian Grand Prix. It was wet. Things were not going well for all the drivers and all that. But, Hamilton, a lot of experience from the pits and everything. He knew when to pit, he knew when to change his tires, he knew when to stretch it and everything. And even with the pouring rain and all of that, he came through. He came through. So I'm happy that he's gotten to 100. He's a centurion now when it comes to Formula One. But I've seen this guy evolve. I've seen him grow from that teenager to what he is now, and he dedicated the victory to his team. Because he understands that Formula One is teamwork. No matter how good the driver is, your pit stops. Everybody just has to be on point, or else
on top of the game. Exactly.
Doing just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So moving on from that, I'm moving on football. We had a very interesting weekend.
Tell me about it.
Starting from Saturday, where Aston Villa
stunned.
That's the word. Stunned Manchester United.
Yep.
To now worsen it, that game, the least it could have even ended as a draw.
Yeah.
But then we saw how Bruno Fernandes, the king of football, penalties, where I was reading it that in his whole career, he's only missed penalties 4 times.
Yeah.
And in this 4 times, this is the first time playing professional football that he's missing.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people coming for him, and I'm like, even the Ronaldos and the Messis of this world people like, if Ronaldo had taken it, he wouldn't have lost. Okay, we've seen these people miss penalties.
He carried it, and that's why people came for him.
No.
Then again, knowing that, of course, it's Man United, and there will always be banter
Also,
involved.
the thing is, yes, did I see that penalty? Yes, I
I heard
did.
the ball has landed somewhere around Ajagbadi.
And
they are trying to
I'm
retrieve
like,
it now.
if he played it, he hit the pole, or maybe the keeper touched it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what were you thinking? So
When
I kind of understand people, but
When someone wants to play a penalty, what you need to do, let me teach you a trick, is watch the person's positioning and the confidence that he seems to have and everything, the way he stands, the look on his face and all of that. Now, kudos must go to Martinez, the former Arsenal goalkeeper. You know, as soon as the penalty was given, he went there, you know, into the scrap there where everybody was in a scrum of sorts, and he took the ball and he was telling Ronaldo to play it. He was actually pointing at Ronaldo, you play, you know. He was already playing mind games with them.
yeah.
And there must have been some discussion between Ronaldo, Solskjaer, and Fernandes, or just between
Maybe
Ronaldo and
so. He
Solskjaer,
was the one that was going to
he's
take
like,
the
okay, you know what,
first
you
penalty.
Go take it, you know. Though Ronaldo is the penalty taker in every team that he is, and of course Bruno has established himself in the last 1 year plus. So Bruno got there, and everybody just felt, it was going to be a draw, you know, because the way he had positioned the ball.
Yeah, like the
but I looked at his body language and I said, this guy.
He didn't look very serious with.
composed.
Yes, I
wasn't
agree.
the clinical Bruno.
Yeah, I
when
agree.
they lost the other game at Old Trafford, the Carabao Cup game, when they brought him on, you know, they didn't start with their first 11. When they brought him on, you see the hunger that he brought to the team. Like, he actually took one free kick, dribbled everybody, and went to score. The referee
I agree.
ruled it off. I know, but he didn't have that this time around. Bruno didn't have that.
He didn't have it. It was sad, but you know, stuff happens. Then another person that got beaten, which I think that the reason for Manchester United was because it's Aston Villa. Now Chelsea, Manchester United. I felt it was either anybody's game. Yeah. Even though after watching that game, I think that the tactics that were brought to that game, Chelsea didn't do enough.
It's a tough game. When you look at the two teams, arguably the two best teams in the league.
In Premier League as of today,
moment.
yes, I agree.
You know, with Liverpool as ranked outsiders, but you're talking Man City, Chelsea.
And Chelsea,
now,
I agree.
Tuchel has brought something to that team. And I saw analysis by someone else on social media last night, breaking down the way Chelsea was set up and everything. And the statistics for their main man. He didn't even have a shot at goal, Lukaku.
No, he didn't.
Not a single shot at goal.
And so, it wasn't even him now. It was there was just something wrong. There was just something off with that midfield.
What I see is Pep Guardiola
had something to.
He had gone back to look. I'm not going to let this guy beat me again.
Yeah, I think he had something to prove. He definitely had something to prove. I agree with you.
We're going to break their play.
Yeah,
and all of that,
I agree with you.
Allow them play.
Exactly.
And this is what worked for them.
It did.
And it actually did work for them. You know, but after all said and done, I started reading online. People are coming for Lukaku. I'm like, you don't come for Lukaku.
No, I watched that game and I saw that the rest of the team didn't make it easy for him. I don't think they made it easy for him. Another very annoying match that I saw. So apparently I actually watched a lot of matches this weekend.
Yeah, that's good.
Was Liverpool Brentford. This is the first time I'm officially watching a Brentford match. Yeah, and I'm wondering, I think they've only lost one game this season. I know that, yes, they will not enter top 4. But after what I saw on Saturday, Brentford is not a team to look down on.
Yeah.
They're not a team to look down on at all.
It's good for people to look down on them. Please do so at your own peril. Do so at your own impending doom and demise. There's something about that team.
What exactly was Liverpool playing? Like, what's your plan?
But that's the stuff champions are made of anyway. At the end of the day,
no, give it to Brentford. No, they came correct. They knew they were playing Liverpool, and they definitely came correct.
For real,
it was that they could have actually conveniently won that match.
Yeah, they could. Looking back, yes.
Looking back, they could have conveniently won that match.
You know, so it's gonna get interesting.
Yes, I think
if they can keep the same shape,
momentum. Yes,
and momentum going.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Yesterday,
Arsenal ladies.
yeah. So, Arsenal finally decided to step up.
But this is what I said was going to happen.
But it's Tottenham, though.
Weeks
Number
ago.
one, even though I'm an Arsenal player, I'm an Arsenal fan, supporter. And I think they played fantastic football in the first half.
I think it's the best first half
I have seen them play in
Arteta's coaching career.
I think the first half, they went in like they were hungry. Unfortunately, why I'm angry for Tottenham is the fact that if you notice, every single Arsenal goal was from the same side. Mm-hmm. Every single one. And you're like, are you kidding me? What's your plan?
Well, there are several factors to look at in this game. Harry Kane, since they didn't allow him join,
He was off.
Looks like his mind.
No, look at it. Bukayo Saka's goal. He literally collected the ball from Harry Kane.
People are saying that they should give him the assist.
I'm telling you, what exactly
and
was that?
Saka that just a day before the match, Arteta was talking about his mind and how he was still suffering from the effects of the Euros and all the abuse he received and all the things that transpired. I'm glad that Saka.
He came. He
answered all the critics.
It was beautiful game. It was a beautiful first half.
The highlight of that whole game for me was the Aubameyang celebration.
Yeah.
Now, for those that don't know, Thierry Henry was in the stands. He came to watch yesterday. And I
think it was a beautiful way for him to come and watch a game that
was Henry's
celebration. Yeah.
So Aubameyang, in tribute to Thierry Henry, did the same thing. If you notice that Saka also slid on his knee and all, but not exactly the way he pumped up his chest and had his arms, on the side and acts and everything was. If you go and Google, or you will see a couple of pictures like that, and that was the way Aubameyang said, "I'm back." Like, you know what? I am back, and from here it's upwards for them.
You know the only downside for me is the fact that now that Arsenal seems to at least have a grip a little bit, we don't know, but for the past 2 games they seem to have a little bit of grip. Is the fact that Arteta will not be sacked anymore.
Oh yeah, he has done what that other scam share. Solskjaer does that.
Do you understand? This is
lose.
And to me, it almost looks like
victory.
the same way it is with Solskjaer. Yeah? Solskjaer is a Manchester United boy. Arteta is an Arsenal boy. So it's going to be very difficult to sack these people and all. But let's be honest with ourselves. I think that Arsenal is due for another coach. I think that because when we look at the squad that they have, there's nothing stopping them from getting to top 4.
Yeah, and the fact that they're not playing in Europe is a plus for Arsenal.
It is because there is less stress for them.
So
I don't know what the excuse
that much. The other teams that you're going to be playing in the top 4, top 6, they're all stressed out and stretched. Now there are games this week, a lot of games this week.
A lot.
There's PSG and City also this week.
Yeah, there's PSG City this week.
There's a whole lot of games.
It's funny, but today, as of today, there's going to still be the last game of the Premier League. There's Crystal Palace, Brighton. Today, that's another game to look forward to. Over the weekend, we saw how Barcelona actually came, and then everybody's going on about Ansu Fati.
Yeah, Ansu Fati is the future.
Ansu Fati is
the future. They always said it, but nobody knew it was going to be.
No, now. He really stepped up. Looks like he really did step up.
When Messi left, Fati was injured and all of that, so they couldn't really call on him and all of that. But one of the things that I liked about it is there was this celebration. All the players came together and lifted him up high. Only him. it's a beautiful, it's an iconic picture.
Yeah.
I saw it on ESPN's Twitter handle. I'm like, oh my God, this is symbolic, because if they all come together and allow this guy shine and play for the team.
For the team, yeah.
Well,
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Now,
we'll be seeing quality, but we saw really quality football this weekend. It was amazing. And finally, before we leave sports, the news just came up that the D Tigers, they're back. They're back. They actually just got back today, and there's a whole lot of fanfare around them.
Three-peat. What it is that for 3 times on the bounce, they've won the Afro Basket.
I think they're doing amazing. I think female sports is doing amazing in Nigeria.
They fought hard for it. They had to grind, and they actually did very well.
They did
in
well.
the finals,
it
was a beautiful game, against a Malian team that has always been tough to play against. The men had just crashed out of the Afro Basket, the male version of it, which they had won before, but of course we know that they didn't take the type of team that they should have taken.
They had taken the other time.
But that's still excuses. The bottom line is that we lost.
We lost.
But with the women,
whatever they did good. They did good.
And they played
They did amazing.
Those women have done us proud.
Over again.
My pain is that there's this reward system that used to exist in Nigerian sports when you achieve these big things. I don't see it happen anymore in Nigeria. Name streets after people who are doing well. You know why? Because it motivates them. It motivates people to do more. Give them money. Do things for them. Maybe give them shares in some company or something. Just basically motivate them so that other people coming behind them can be like, oh, really? I can actually get this kind of honor. Maybe a MFR or CFR or one of those national.
I think that they're doing
awards and everything.
Female sports in Nigeria.
It's always the women. Look,
it's always
at the Olympics. Who got us medals?
Oh God! I think they're just doing
the women?
amazing work. So moving on from that, I think we actually really did dissect a lot of sports, because of course there was a lot of news on that over the weekend. And I'm moving on from that. We're talking. It's a Monday though, but I think that we should just maybe. I'm doing this purposely because he was hammering a lot about politics, and I'm going to show you today. Yeah. And there's just only very little politics we'll talk about.
Okay.
Anyway, so for people that watch Big Brother Niger, there was a little bit of drama in Ilupeju, Lagos State this morning. Can you please enlighten us on what happened or what led to such?
So, reality TV, as you know, it is very interesting. Some people say it's not as real as they make it believe. Some say it's scripted, but some say it's partly scripted. And so, depending on the show, there are different, quirks surrounding it. However, Big Brother Nigeria is a reality show, and it's winding down now. They're about to hit the finale. And 5 people were kind of evicted, but 3 of them were really evicted, where the other 2 were taken somewhere else. And arguably 2 of the most popular people who have also kind of like gone head to head and were now segregated from the main park. But the people in the house do not know, that they're not evicted like that now. But the twist that people don't like is that those 2 were told that they're going to have to go head to head, for one of them to
stay in the game
and all of that. And a lot of people feel that it's unfair on any of them, especially on the guy, Pere, who amongst all the 5 that were evicted, in quotes,
he had the highest
number of votes. So people are like, why are you doing this to the guy? There was a time when he entered the game, he entered as an underdog. They called him a wild card. And the other wild card has been evicted anyway, but he stayed. He's had, his grind, and he's actually grown in leaps and bounds and everything. So a lot of his fans are not happy, and that's why some people got together and they went to the multi-choice office at Ilupetu.
Okay.
You know?
I have a question though.
Yeah.
Monday morning.
If
Monday
they don't move on Monday,
friggin'
when are they going to
morning.
move? If they don't move on Monday.
Are we saying for a fact that all y'all is that on strike?
No, but our school's in session.
Yeah.
You think they're all students?
Okay, I'm trying to figure out.
You're basically trying to say that people are jobless.
Yeah.
Out with it now. Like I say it.
Like, I feel that it is the height of joblessness that anybody would protest over Big Brother Niger. Yeah? On a Monday morning. What's your plan?
Okay, so
And this is where I have a problem with a lot of Nigerian youth, yeah?
okay.
Sorry if anybody thinks that.
She's old.
What I'm saying is, what's it called? Yeah, people in my generation are probably younger. And the problem is that, especially with the way our fan system is in Nigeria, our fan system is scary. The way people behave, like these people are demigods, like they're, and I'm like, what sense does this make? You see how people that do not have tire add up money together to buy someone a house or a car, or you see them spend so much money, or you see the way they are threatening themselves and insulting themselves, and I'm like, seriously, the way we take our fan base in Nigeria is scary.
Okay. I get what you're saying. I agree with you to a large extent, but there are different ways to look at it. If you let me, I will. For instance, do you know that people are actually making money from voting now? There are apparently several platforms for voting, and some people are advertising, what they have to people, like, that they can actually help you vote for your favorite. If you pay them X amount, they can get you X number of votes, amongst other things.
I get it.
Two, the ability to have something to look forward to. You find that a lot of people are
Jobless.
Yeah, maybe not
Jobless.
They're
That's
not
the word.
gamefully.
Jobless. That's the word.
You say jobless. I say some people are not gainfully employed. It doesn't mean that if they found work they won't do. And
see, you can be
if
ungainfully employed.
If people get a chance,
you can be jobless at the moment and still find something to do.
And this is what they're doing. If people get a chance to express themselves, because look, if you find joy in Big Brother, in watching Big Brother, if you find joy in supporting your favorites, I don't think it's a crime as long as you're not committing a crime. You get? So, well, on their own time and their own dime, they've gone to protest something that they feel is important to them. So, on a Monday morning...
You're even laughing.
I'm not laughing. I'm looking at you and I'm wondering why you're acting like that,
On a Monday morning.
On a Monday morning is probably the best time because the show is winding down. And
you are serious about it, Abi?
The earlier they do it, the better.
I see.
For real.
Anyway, talking about reality TV, for people that have missed Golda Ultimate Search.
Yes, sir.
There's news that is starting on Sunday.
Yes, it's back.
It is back.
It's back.
And it used to be interesting. I hope it still is, because also now things like security has to be really involved in all those things. It's very, very, very important.
I'm sure they won't go to any of the volatile areas to shoot.
Even generally.
They always have their own security in place. They have a security company that handles that aspect of the production and everything.
Okay.
So, that's a given for them, And the thing is, I always like the way they come up with some stories and try to put history around it and everything.
Yeah, it's very
And there were over 20,000 people or so.
Wow.
That tried to enter. I saw a video of them during the screening,
Wow.
And there was a part where they made some people crouch and people started shaking and people were falling off and
That
was
was
on the pitch, like like you just crouch and you stretch.
That was part of like the audition,
the physical screening process and everything.
Which and that there was I think they stopped it one time was when someone died.
They didn't even stop then. They just managed the crisis well. Then after a while, they now stopped the show. Maybe the sponsors were not getting what they wanted from the show anymore, which is good to rest it. Like people are saying, rest Big Brother too,
Yeah, I think so. I personally think.
Let's see how that one pans out. But the thing is that the MPL actually managed that situation very well, took care of the guys' burial and all of that. But what they've done now is to ensure
to make sure that that's it.
Extra fit.
That's what I was going to say.
They can't afford to have that anymore.
And so I think we're finally back to a little bit of international news, which is something that I know we talked about it before, but it's something that we need to really bring to the fore, and it is the French president. How there's a lot of things that happen around him. There's a lot of a few weeks ago we carried it here when a man pulled him and he got a hot slap.
Yeah.
We saw that, yeah. There seems to be a lot of physical assault on him. As of today now, someone literally threw an egg missile on the president. How? Why do we do these things?
We can't control how people will act. We can only control how we will react.
But you can control the reaction of it because you're going to jail.
Well, there are laws, so let the laws speak. The thing about it is that Macron was very popular when he was coming into power, and a lot of people actually had high hopes and expectations, and it looks like they are probably not very happy with some of the decisions that he has made and some of the things, but which leads us to understand that governance is beyond the things that we see or talk about. He's probably lost a lot of support that he had when he became president, but look, no matter what it is, I do not support anybody attacking.
It's violence. It's violence at the end of the day.
You disrespect your country when you disrespect your president. You can talk, but getting physical and attacking your president is one of the things that that person actually has done it because they're in France. Try it with an African president and you probably won't live to tell the tale. I tell you, not just you.
Generations to come. We even have generations.
That's the thing. No, what did they be more?
Anyway, still doing a little bit of international politics. We're moving away and moving to Germany, where after 16 years of being in government, the German Chancellor, Angela Merkel, has failed to produce a successor from her party.
I don't like the way that thing was crafted. Failed to produce a successor. I don't like the way they put that.
Okay.
That's how politics works. There'll be winners and losers. This woman, if you go and check her out, do you know that she still lives in the same house that she was living in before she became chancellor?
Yeah. What does that have to do with the politics?
That she doesn't do all those things. She doesn't play those games that, I'm trying to install a successor and everything. She's lived her life the way she lives with her husband. They still iron their clothes by themselves. They do everything by themselves. That's the kind of person Angela Merkel is. So she's not going to dabble into that politics or trying to, enshrine or install
someone there.
It's down to the people at the end of the day, The guy who's coming in, Olaf Scholz, shout out to Scholz because, that's one of my nicknames, Scholz.
Yeah, right.
Has already started throwing stones, actually. Remember, and I don't know why we're not talking about it. I sent something to the group about fuel scarcity in England.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, I was going to get to that.
I hope so, because
And a lot of people were actually be throwing stones to a lot of people. How they actually feel scarcity in England. Who would have believed? There's a particular person that is even getting dragged at the moment on Twitter. If you know, you know.
You know. So, but this is it. Olaf Scholz is saying that that the British should have stayed in the EU.
Yeah, it looks like this.
To avoid this, that this would have happened.
A lot of people are talking about how Brexit is not working.
So apparently, the UK needs close to 1 million people to come and work there. Now that they kicked out the Europeans who were doing some of the menial jobs like driving those petrol tankers and all of that, you know, there's a shortfall, you know, and they're finding it hard to fill those positions and all of that. So I was just saying that maybe they should call NNPC in Nigeria. You know, they call NNPC or they
I was reading news. I'm not sure about the really.
They can send drivers there.
At least at the moment we don't have
to help them. We don't have scarcity anymore, so we can help them in the UK.
Let's help you. Let's teach you how it's done.
But shout out to everybody in the UK. How are they cope? How are they do?
How you doing?
You know, not they fight for filling station. Yeah.
How long is your queue?
Well, this Buhari said.
I was even reading.
Why go cause?
I was reading. Someone was actually tweeting that this scarcity is not even as bad, even in Lagos. It's not as it's worse than even the one in Nigeria, even in Lagos.
No, people were fighting.
Like
people, you know, and now jerry cans are appearing. We have experience in this.
This is nostalgia. This no. That's some PTSD.
But so much for Senna climbs, you know.
Yeah.
This is why you should stop putting your own people down. I'm not saying that our leaders are not
wonderful, but let's be honest with ourselves.
At times
we seem to in the past 1, 2, 3 years, we've seen that other countries are not as sane as we think they are at the end of the day.
Yeah. So the Social Democrats are now, you know, more or less like running it in Germany. And shout out to our guy, Olaf Scholz.
It's now your guy.
Now my guy. Now.
How is he suddenly your guy?
Now my guy. Now my guy.
Anyway, so the CBN is in the news. As we know that October 1st, they're saying they're launching the e-Naira, which is a digital currency that will be issued by the CBN. And we know that about a few days ago, they had opened the website already, even though they had not launched the currency. As of today, the website already hits about 1 million views.
Oh yeah.
Looks like a lot of people are interested.
Everybody's going there now to go check out what's going on. Some are going to check out if it's real. Some are going to check out how they can invest and learn from what they're doing. And some are just basically
curious.
Just browsing. We stopped using that word a while ago. Browsing the internet, you're surfing the internet.
Okay, let's move on from that and move on a little.
But there's actually some story about the website.
Okay.
Someone has a similar website, and there's some issues about the name, and I think the person is saying that they have to maybe pay him some money or whatever. We'll keep tabs on that.
Oh, we definitely would. Okay. And now we know that a lot of times in the past few months, the southern governors have been having meetings. Now it looks like it's the time for the northern governors, as the 19 northern governors as of today sat down, converged in Kaduna State for an emergency meeting over security, value-added tax, and the ban on open grazing by southern governors.
I think it's a good thing that they're meeting too. We are basically restructuring Nigeria without agreeing to restructure Nigeria. You're having meetings along the southern and northern divides. Then there are meetings amongst the geopolitical zones. And if you notice, these meetings are not delineated by party. It's about regions
and what's affecting those things at the point. Yeah,
you get. So let's hear what the northern governors are. Some of them have already spoken where their stance is, except they're going to change it if they're coming up with.
Yeah, we know, like the
communique at the end of
Adamawa
the-
governor had come out to say that he's fine with value-added tax being given to states. We know that the Kaduna state governor had come out and said that the open grazing is not going to work if there's no solution given. So a few pockets here and there of talks. We don't know what they're going to, maybe until the communique comes out, and then we know what happens. And then moving on to another state, yeah? This is a southern state now where the Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, and also, speaking of Imo State, we know that, talking about COVID, Imo State surprisingly came out with the highest number of COVID cases in the last 24 hours.
Yes.
Pretty scary though.
Yes, about 255 cases that were announced by the NDDC
Yeah.
for Sunday. The figures for Sunday, Imo State had the most cases. When I hear things like this, first thing I want to say is it's actually good that they are testing.
Yeah.
Some states are
It's
not
an
testing
indication that they're testing.
at all. Yeah, so, and I hope that they're going to do something about it.
And so, the governor of Imo State has warned that he will not tolerate another sit-at-home order in the state. He was talking to newsmen that the order that, there's another sit-at-home again.
Yeah, of course. It's the 61st independence celebration or anniversary for Nigeria in a few days' time, and of course, IPOB being a body that wants to leave Nigeria, definitely will not be celebrating that. So they're asking everybody in the southeast to sit at home. It's some kind of.
I have a question though. October 1 is a public holiday, so people are normally going to sit at home now.
Yeah, we had this same discussion last year.
You get my point.
They're saying that so maybe they're going to extend it beyond that day, just so that they can show you that they are actually in charge. And
so basically, the governor had said that he is not going to tolerate another sit-at-home order in the state, and that whether it's Monday or any other day of the week, he is going to clamp down on anybody that obeys this sit-at-home.
how are you going to do that? This is the funny thing. For October 1st, like you rightly pointed
Yeah, like
out,
October 1st. I think that he's not even talking about hammering on October 1st. He's just saying generally that there's not going to be any form of
but on
sit-at-home.
October 1st,
People are still at home
the
anyway.
federal government declares it as a public holiday, they have to announce it.
Yeah,
If they do that and say it's a public holiday, that's a sit at home already.
already.
But if IPOP now says, maybe the scenario is IPOP says, oh, it's 3 days or 2 days or a day before or after, then that's when you can now say you will not tolerate it.
You will not
but
tolerate.
If the governor of Imo is not going to tolerate it, what's he going to do? Like, you're going to go into people's homes? I don't know how you want to do it. The only people you really have power over are the people who work for the state government. And if you're not going to tolerate something, it's not the people who are afraid, who stay at home, that you should.
It is, yeah, it is
It's
the people that
who
are
enter the streets to
enforcing it
the
illegally.
sit at home.
Exactly. They're the ones that need
And I just
issues
thought
with.
IPOP said they were done with this sit at home thing. Seeing the fact that a lot of people, even people from the southeastern part
They
of
were
Nigeria,
beginning
have
to
pointed out the
defy-
fact that
It's not working.
No, the economy of the southeast
It's not. It can't take it.
It's really suffering from the sit at
All
home.
these numerous sit-at
People are
homes. Yeah.
losing money.
And right now, we're moving to Lagos, where it looks like there's going to be a lot of traffic issues in coming weeks. As it has now been announced that the first phase of construction of the Lagos Red Rail Line will begin October 1st. And the Murtala Mohammed Way will be closed until January 1, 2021. They're saying that the people that live around Yaba area of Lagos will have to endure a 3-month diversion. They're claiming that the Murtala Mohammed Way. Please, where is Murtala Mohammed Way? Which one is Murtala?
Well, Murtala Mohammed Way leads from Jibo all the way to Oyingbo.
Oh, that straight road. Okay,
That's
okay.
That's the same route you would use to access the train station.
Train station. Okay, now they're claiming that the Muritala Mohammed Way and the Yaba bound traffic will be diverted to Empire Road to access Western Avenue. Motorists on Herbert Macaulay Way would also use the Empire Road to connect Western Avenue to reach their destinations. And the citizens that will board the Mobolaji Johnson station at Debutemeta were asked to adjust their movement to avoid missing their trips. So if you want to get to the train station, are they saying that you have to go through Third Mainland?
No, there's actually a way through Oyingbo. There's a way through Apapa Road to access the railway compound that will lead you back to the terminal. You get, so apart from the regular part where people going through the Yaba end of things, you can actually access the railway compound from the just beside the local government. That's by Apapa Road. You can access that part. So maybe what they're saying is that you need to plan now. Like if you usually would use 30 minutes to get to Mobolaji Bank Anthony train station, Mobolaji Johnson train station, go earlier now.
Oh, of course,
yeah.
Of course.
Then it looks like
we saw what happened with Lagos. What's it called? The Third Mainland, of course.
So it looks like the Agege train station is also on
yeah.
now.
They're saying it's been on stream for I think a few months. They're also saying that people should use more of the Agege train station now, so that you do not miss your train stuff. Which it's going to be hard though, because all that area already is very traffic prone. I want to see how that place is going to be. It's not somewhere that anybody should be looking forward to. And I'm moving on from that. We're talking about Ondo State, where the wife of the Ondo State governor, Mrs. Betty Anyanwu Akeredolu, said that she's building an army of female technology leaders that would serve Nigeria and solve the country's problem with her before initiative.
Yes, the wife of the governor of Ondo actually deserves some kudos. She's been at this for years. She didn't just start now. But the latest installment of this amazing project is the fact that they selected some girls in the state, trained them.
Yeah, there was a 2 weeks boot camp.
And about
68,
laptops have been given out already. Even if the laptops are valued at 100k, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
But it's not even the money alone. The fact that you found this girl's worthy, of this training and this empowerment process, because if they're writing code or they are doing graphic designs or they are able to, learn how to do social media marketing and everything with their laptops, that's empowerment there. That's real job creation. That's you actually taking people away and above the poverty line. And I keep saying it, when you see a good project that is being carried out in one particular part of Nigeria, you start to hope and pray that every other state does the same thing so that you can do more. We already know that a lot of women have been receiving a lot of pressure from the male folk in the area of employment. Women seem to get the short end of the stick. They don't get a lot of the jobs are not as common as they should be. Women need to prove themselves. They need to do extra, So, but if you're empowering women more and you're training them more, then they will even go on to become job creators, not just people who are looking for jobs. And it always trickles down to the economy.
Definitely. And talking about technology, yeah, the Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency has commended the Adamawa State Primary Health Care Development Agency for developing a user-friendly mobile app that provides real-time and context-specific support for healthcare workers.
I remember that it was Kogi State that talked about an app. We've not heard much about that app in the last 1 year, but I'm happy that there's another state that's looking at using IT to
actually get things better.
To bring health closer to the people and all of that. Problem is, how many people have access to good internet and smartphones, but it's thinking in the right direction, and it's something again that is worthy of emulation by other states.
So finally, before we go, a little bit of on security, and there was news all over this morning that a little bit that bandits went to Sokoto base military base camp, and that they killed soldiers and back and forth like that, which was really sad. But now the army has come up to talk and said that this was from Major General Benjamin Olufemi Sawyer, the Director, Defense Information. He had said this morning that troops of Operation Hadarin Daji, in conjunction with other security agencies, successfully repelled the attack by suspected ISWAP terrorists and bandits on the Forward Operation Base in Sokoto State. According to him, the attack took place at around 5:30 a.m. In the remote border settlement with Niger Republic. So the army is claiming that a lot of these terrorists were killed.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of stories from different angles and everything, but we cannot deny the fact that there's been, a scaling of the operations in the northern sector, talking about the northeast and the north west, and even north central now. But adding Operation Adin Kai, Operation Darin Daji, and all of that is going smoothly, is going well. Yes, we're losing one or two, but the Nigerian military,
I think they're doing amazing
results.
They're getting
Definitely. And all we can do at the time like this is to continue to say God bless the troops.
And finally, before we go, Serap, we know that Serap actually seems to sue the government a lot. That's the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project. They have said that they've asked President Muhammadu Buhari to publish the names of the NDDC. Remember the audit, that they need to make it very public so that Nigerians can know who's on it and who's not.
The only question I have is, what's holding the government?
What's holding them? I agree.
You have commissioned, I think it was 2 different companies to carry out a forensic audit of an agency that had never been audited before, an agency that has got trillions of naira.
6 trillion naira.
An agency that has over, look, there's going to be trouble now, over 10,000 abandoned projects. Oh yeah, now.
I know you're looking for something you're looking for my what's it called?
Your
but I will not.
I'm looking for
you are looking for my trouble, but I will not say anything.
Over 10,000 abandoned projects.
13,777 abandoned projects.
So why are you not publishing those names? What are you waiting for exactly?
That's it for me as well.
What is this government?
What's the point of doing it if you're not going to exactly?
Let them be sued. Let Sarah be suing them.
To be honest, I'm not that much of a fan of Sarah a lot, but on this one, I am like 100% with them. Stop wasting time. Release this thing. Let us know the people that are criminals. Let's know the people that they are going to arrest, people that are going to jail. Please. You know that they said they are building new prison. Let's know the people that are going to commission it. Let's make it snappy. Anyway, that's all we're able to take today on the Boomba. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll be back again tomorrow with another wonderful edition of the bar. But from us to you today is peace.